All right, everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Stuart, to Victor Echo 9 Sierra Romeo Charlie, and we're at Marsh Wildlife Management Area here in South Carolina in Marion County. We weren't originally supposed to come here today. We were going to go to one other park, and then we called an audible because it was closed. It went to the second place, it was closed, so here's the third. It's got to get a park activated today, and here we are. We're going to do a special Parks on the Air activation today. No voice, all data. Let's go find a spot to set up. All right, everyone, welcome to Kilo 3905, the Marsh Wildlife Management Area here in Marion County, South Carolina. We're going with the NFET half wave today, and we're only going FT8 and FT4. We're going to try that today and see how it goes. I got to reprogram the FT891 for digital because I had to wipe out all the settings a few weeks ago. All right, we're going to finish getting set up. We'll get the NFET half wave up there today, and let's get on the air. So what are we using for FT8, FT4 in the field here? On our FT891, we have the Digirig mobile. It's small and tiny, perfect packs in my case, no problem. So we just got to program the FT891 in order to use the Digirig. So just got to get it all hooked back up. All right, so we got everything fired up on FT8. You can hear the FT8 noise here. Sounds charming, doesn't it? All right, we're sitting here, we're testing things, make sure it's all working, and then we're gonna start calling CQ. We're gonna make a few contacts for just make sure everything's working properly. I haven't used FT8 in the field yet on this rig, so I wanna make sure I got it all working properly. Finally, oh my Lord, that was crazy. The first time getting that Digirig set up. I finally got it working. I'm starting to have FT8 QSOs. Oh my Lord, that was difficult. But anyway, it's working. Now we got to figure out, there's another issue with a WSJTX. I'm not sure if it's a software issue or just an FT8 issue. But when I try to do CQ POTA VE9 SRC stroke W4, it cuts off some of the characters. So I'm going to have to figure out a workaround there. But Yahoo, we got our first QSO logged. Oh my Lord. Okay, now we're cooking. 1:30. I think we're good to go now. I want to see how many QSOs we can get on FT8, FT4 this afternoon. I don't know what you guys think, but when things don't go right, I got a little flustered. So this whole activation from Kilo 3905 here in the Marsh Wildlife Area, it was great. We only saw one person so far. But oh my God, when things, like even the FJ, when I have it set to retain, the settings are not retaining the settings. It's just super frustrating. It's retaining the power out, but it's not retaining the comments. So it's just a little frustrating today. Here's the setup. I'm running off my Lenovo, which I hate. I hate Windows. I hate my Windows laptop. The only reason I have it is for my QSL card software, and I'm using it for WSJTX right now. The Yaesu FT-891 and the Digirig mobile, which I love this little Digirig. Just a little bit of pain to get it set up today. And then our VE9 pop in the background there. We're just shaking out all the bugs. Hopefully we can get this process ironed out, and then when we get back home, we can run another FT8 outing and have success with it. All right, so I just went up to 10 meters FT8. A lot more DX stations on 10 meters FT8, and it's pretty wide open still. You can hear for yourself here once I'm done transmitting. Sounds pretty loud. Got an Echo Charlie 5, Charlie Sierra Whiskey right now on FT8. Plus 19, not a bad signal. All right, so we're slowly getting all the kinks worked out here. I'm on 10 meters. You know what I love about FT8, FT4? There's a lot of DX on there that you may not necessarily get on sideband. So it gives you another opportunity to just work some DX stations. So I'm doing a little bit of hunting, a little bit of responding to CQs, and a little bit of call my own CQs today. I'm going to break any contact records? Probably not, but this is a little bit of a shakeout for me. A little bit of experiment trying FT8, FT4. I haven't done any FT4 yet. I think we found why I'm not doing FT4 is because I don't have a USB cable to control the cat control on the FT891. But yeah, we'll figure all that stuff out as we get more of these familiarization trips done. But the NFET half wave was working really good. I got it up in the trees here today at Kilo 3905. And you know what? It's a sunny day in South Carolina, and I'm not complaining. I think the only thing that would make a difference is instead of having seltzer water, we'd have a case of beer. Maybe some Busch Lights out here in the field would be great. But again, it's sunny outside. I'm in South Carolina and it's beautiful. I'm in a t-shirt. Yeah, it doesn't get any better than this. Hey Arch, how you doing? All right, so we just switched over to FT4 on 28180. A lot quieter on FT4 than it was on FT8. We'll see how successful we can be here. I don't know. We'll see. It's a lot quieter though. So yeah, so this is the nice thing about running FT8. We can actually take our break and let the radio and the computer do its thing. I don't actually have to be sitting there manning it constantly. Just let it run its course, and as soon as a contact comes in, it pops up the log, and then I can look for another one. So here we are at the Marsh Wildlife Management Area, Kilo 3905 here outside. Well, it's in Marion County in South Carolina. It's just like all the other wildlife management areas. Nice big Carolina pines. I saw one guy back and forth twice today. That's it. That's the only person I've seen. And the nice thing about running FT8, FT4 activations, because I still have that nasty 4-letter word called work that we have to do. So it allows me, I can bring out my laptop, stream, tether, as long as I have Wi-Fi access or cell access, I can actually get some work done while I'm out here. And unless the clients are watching, they're none the wiser. But who cares, as long as I'm getting the work done? Hey, who cares where I do it from? I could be here in the middle of the Carolina forest, here in the wildlife management area, or I could actually be sitting in my desk, chained to my desk. I prefer to work here in the forest. Again, as my good buddy Carl Franson says, today's technology is allowed to work in the forest. That's what Carl told me many years ago. Carl was right. You can work in the forest. Even VE9 Pup can hang out with me right here. Like, it's great. Yeah. No more comments. Only complaint, Archie, is I wish I would have got more level ground, but that's some minor complaint. All right, so we had a pretty good run on 10 meters FT4, and it's still pretty active. I think we had about 20 contacts on FT4 here on 10 meters from South America, Europe, all over West Coast of US. So it's pretty active. We're gonna go try 15 meters next and see what 15 has to offer us. All right, so it's a beautiful day. I'll put a weather thing here. 21 degrees here in the park today. We switched over to 15 meters and we already got 2 contacts into the UK. Our little Digirig with the FT891, we're running at about 30 watts right now. Seems to be working pretty good. That way, I don't know how long the battery's gonna run. We got a couple things going on here. I have a work meeting at 4:30. I'm gonna do it right here from the park. And then we're gonna head back into Myrtle Beach. So a good test today. I worked out a few bugs. I hope I don't have to repeat the bugs every single time, but we'll get this thing wrapped up here in about an hour and start heading back to Myrtle Beach. Yeah, VE9 Pup seems to like his spot there. He's been sitting there for about half an hour just watching everything go around. Well, there's not much to see. Really, there isn't much to see at all. All right, so I think I'm gonna pump up the power a little bit here to 50 watts and see what 50 watts can do for us. So for you guys are not familiar with the FT891, the HF power is just for data and CW. There's a whole different setting for SSB. So cranked up the data and the HF power to 50 watts. Let's see what it could do. So we got the end-fed half wave. The transformer end is just up there in the tree, loops across the road over to the other side there. I'm gonna whip up the compass and see which way we kind of got this orientated today. Because we're gonna be getting a lot of Europeans and some South Americans on FT4, FT8 today. I'm gonna flip back down to FT8 here in a little bit and see what FT8 can offer before I go to my work meeting at 4:30. We're kind of aiming the end-fed northwest, southeast. So that kind of explains a few things. Europe is coming off the side of the end of the antenna here. I think on 10 meters, I read correctly with the end-fed halfway, it's 10 lobes or 8 lobes. I got to study up on that stuff. It's been a while since I looked at it, but there's a lot of lobes that come off on 10 meters, and I imagine 15 has just a few less. So, all right, been a great afternoon. I struggled a little bit today. I don't like when I have to struggle. I like to pull in and go, but yeah, I struggled a little bit today with some of the technology, but that's okay. That's how we learn. Like I mentioned in my other videos, I'm not an expert at this stuff yet. I'm just learning as I go again. Been a long time since, and this technology didn't exist when I first got licensed. So this is all still new to me. Working FT8, FT4 on POTA, it's all brand new. Yeah, not having a bad run on 15 FT4 as well. FT4, I seem to be getting more contacts on FT4 than I ever did on FT8. I think it's because it's so busy on FT8. All right, we're going to go and try 20. We got about 25 minutes left in our operating time today before I have to pack up and go on a work meeting here. So let's see what we can do on 20 FT4. Yeah, 20 FT4 is a lot busier than it was up on the other band. So I'm gonna think we'll be able to get a few contacts on here before we have to wrap up. You see a VK3 AUX on 20 FT4. I'm gonna see if I can snag him. He'll be a nice one to get today on our little end-fed half wave antenna, not too far off the ground on 50 watts. Love to get that VK3. Let's see if he responds. Yeah, I'm getting some good DX on 20 FT4. I didn't get that VK, but I got a couple of, I got an LA and I got another Park Whiskey Zulu 3 Juliet on FT4. And I'm working right now WA0 YPC on FT4. Only FT8, FT4, primarily FT4. We were on FT4 a lot more than we were on FT8 today. Was a success. Even though we started with some hiccups with the software and getting it all configured through the Digirig for the first time. Even though we tested it at home and made sure it was all working back at home before we left. Ran into issues today. We're back. We got on the air about 1:30 and we wrapped up at 5 o'clock local time. I don't have a QSO count for you because it's still in the WSJTX software. My work meeting at 4:30 ran to 5, and I packed up. I think it took us like 5 minutes to pack up. Anyway, it was a tremendous success. FT4, FT8. What a great way to activate. It's just like going CW or another way of operating. It was fantastic. Highly recommend you try it out. It's a nice alternative, and it's a little bit more relaxing. Although we worked a lot of DX today. We are trying at the end there. You had Turkey. We exchanged signal reports, but we just couldn't get that final S73 in there. And Lebanon, the country, came on, but we got Greece all over today. We'll put the QSO maps up here so you can see them. Bonk. They were good. It was a good outing today. So yeah, I'll do it again. FT4, FT8, primarily FT4. I highly recommend it. My name's Stuart, Victor Echo 9, Sierra Romeo Charlie. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for following our channel. And thanks for sticking out with us today. This one was a little nerve-wracking at the beginning, but it worked out in the end. Big thumbs up. Kudos to FT4, FT8 for a way of operating parks on the air. Yeah, just do it. That's my recommendation. See you later, everyone.